Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's been a minute, but I wanted to update everyone. We added a new pony to the stable. Not a new Razor, not a new Can-Am, not a new side-by-side. Still rolling the XP 1K4, and it's going to be that way for a little while. I know in a couple videos a while back I said we want to eventually upgrade that, but that's going to be a little while. We had to upgrade our living area. So I don't think I've filmed our travel trailer much. You've probably seen it as I've, passed by or this and that. Currently have a Forest River Surveyor 245 VHS. It is a travel trailer. We bought that about 3 years ago. Before we had any toys. So we had some friends that used to go to the river, like Havasu, things like that. So we just thought, hey, we'll get a trailer and kind of do the river thing. Then my son wanted a dirt bike, so we got a dirt bike, and then we got the Razor, and then we got the Blaster. So we were kind of in a tough spot. So as you know, Akatia Wells is our go-to place. So what we usually do is when the season starts, I will go down about a week before our first reservation, drop our trailer off. We go to Blue Inn RV, fantastic spot. I highly recommend it. And they have a storage, so I leave it down there all riding season. So that stays down there. Then I load up my truck with our 16-foot Carson trailer, put all the toys on there, and then haul butt down there, drop that stuff off, unhook the trailer, grab the travel trailer, put it in the side, and we're good to go. So we've been doing that for about 2 seasons now, but it kind of limits us. We can't go to Glamis. We can't do any dry camping areas. I really can't take the toys anywhere where we need to camp. So we decided to look to upgrade. In this, I know we're coming out of the pandemic, but it's kind of crazy. We were thinking about a toy hauler. I have a Silverado 1500. Toy hauler is just really not in the cards for that. So we're looking for a 3/4 ton truck, kind of a Chevy guy. So I was looking at a newer one, diesel. Couldn't find any. Every time there was a good price on one, it was being delivered and it was sold. So my wife and I talked about it and started crunching numbers, and we thought, with a truck, a toy hauler, it's about the same price as maybe a Class C or even Class A. So we looked and looked and looked, and we've been looking for quite some time, and we finally found something that we really liked. It fits all of our needs. It was in our budget, so here it is. It is a Coachmen Mirada 35 ES. This is a Class A gas. It is new. So it has the 7.3 liter Godzilla V8. Yes, it's the blue oval. Like I said, I'm a Chevy guy, but Ford builds most of these. We picked it up last Friday from Utah. So we flew to Utah, picked it up, drove it back. Excuse the blue pool noodles. That's kind of a standard thing since it has a passenger side slide out. But it's been great so far. We drove it back from Utah. We did stay one night in Mesquite, Nevada, so we kind of broke up the drive. It's really cool. I actually washed it today because on the way home we went through a thunderstorm, which was kind of crazy. Thunderstorm, wind. First time driving a motorhome. This thing's about 37 feet, and I had to go through a thunderstorm. So I've got some film on that, and I'll show you that now.
I don't know if you can hear that, but we are getting pounded by rain and wind. Sorry, guys.
So after that exciting adventure with that thunderstorm, got it home, but it was crazy. It was filthy. Not only was it covered in dust, but the rain had turned it into mud, so it was nasty. So I washed it today. and it fits perfectly. So we just had this concrete poured, and I have this gate and then kind of a driveway. I do have to hop the curb, but I've got some rubber things and it works. I did have to take off the generator exhaust because it hangs down pretty low behind the rear tire, and I was afraid it was going to hit, so I just took that off. But as you can see, I can pop the pop outs out with about 2 or 3 inches of spare on that side, and on this side pretty close to the same. I may have a little bit more room on this side, but works out well. Tons of storage. It does have a generator, which we've never had before, which is great, so we can do some dry camping. The hitch is rated for 8,000 pounds. Everyone says you can't tow 8,000 pounds. Anything above 5,000, you have to kind of, keep an eye on, what you keep in the, how much cargo you put in this. But it holds like 3,364 pounds of cargo. So even fully loaded, I could still tow probably 4,000 or 5,000 pounds. Again, ton of storage. So this is the wet bay. Oh, sorry, there's a little bit of water there. So this is, and I'll show it when I come inside, but this is actually a bath and a half. So it's got a full rear bath, and this is the wet bay for that. Here is the power, you can see, 50 amps, so it's got 2 air conditioners. This is the generator. So I was a little disappointed at first. It was supposed to have the Cummins Onan 5500. It has this one, but I've done some research and this one's actually better. I know there's going to be some naysayers, all of you that say, Cummins is the standard. It is. It's been around for a long time. It's been put on a lot of toy haulers, Class A's, Class C's, but it's a generator. This one is a generator inverter. So it's got the pure sine wave stuff. You techies probably know what all that is. But it's 25% more fuel efficient. It's just newer. It has more technology built into it, and it's supposed to be quieter as well. So I'm kind of actually happy with it. And it's got a Yamaha engine, and we know the Yamaha and Honda makes great generators, so we should be good there. Let me crawl under here, and although it looks like a tight squeeze, it's not too bad. This is the other wet bay. So this is the main wet bay. It does have a filter. I don't have a filter in there now because they forgot to put it in there, but it's got the outdoor shower, all your water connections. That one is I believe that's the half bath sewer. I've already bought all the hoses, so I can have both hoses and a Y hooked up all at the same time. So this is kind of cool, and I'll go around the side. So this is part of the storage, and this it's just a little one, but it goes over the frame rail. This one is the other large storage. So I've got all my sewer stuff in there, and that's a pretty big tote, and it goes back there, and I still got a ton of room. And again, you probably can't see it, but it's got the up and over storage. So I've got a table, 3 chairs, our outdoor mat, and then the shower for the bed over the driver's area. And I still got a ton of room. Obviously that's not storage, that's for the hydraulics. So let me go around the other side real quick, and I'll show you the other pieces of storage, and then I'll go inside. It's locked, but there is a TV here, and it's pretty cool because it's already pre-wired. So it had 2 HDMI cables up at the top, so I have a Blu-ray player that I put up there, so I can power the one inside and this by just unplugging it and plugging it back in. So this is the other side of the pass-through storage. I actually have my fire pit in here. It's not one of the big ones, it's a smaller one, but it fits perfectly in there. Again, 3 chairs, a table, my mat, got some more room over there. It's It's got a Xantrex Freedom X 1200 inverter. This does have a residential refrigerator, so that will power the residential refrigerator when we're just going down the road. Here's the other storage. I've got two big puffy camp chairs that I used to have to put on one of the kids' beds in our travel trailer. Now they sit in here. Next one. So I got my Camp Chef stove. Our travel trailer does have an outdoor kitchen, which I love. It had a griddle, a sink, a refrigerator. This does not, but it does have the propane quick connect right there. So I've had this griddle or this stove for about 1.5 years and rarely used it. Went ahead and bought the griddle top, so now this is going to be my main cooking piece, and I bought an 18-foot hose to convert it so I can use the quick connect out here, so that should work out well. This will be your propane. It's the big dog. I don't know if it's 80 gallon or 80 pounds. I can't remember. Definitely larger than what we have in our travel trailer. And then this is just another small one. I've already got a lot of stuff in here. I've got a tote with a bunch of electrical stuff, extension cords, batteries, chargers, you know, a little outdoor speaker. So some basic stuff, but I'm just trying to utilize all the storage that this thing has. Water heater. So there's speakers built into the awning, which is kind of cool. The speakers in our travel trailer, they were mounted up on the wall, and they were definitely bigger than these little guys. I mean, if you look at my hand, they're not very big. They sound okay. You know, they're not going to, shake the roofs off things, but they should do. And they're also plumbed into the TV outside, so you can, if you're watching TV, you can do all that. Let's go inside. So this is the inverter controller. I got some lights. Interesting enough, so these, as you saw when I came in, these steps automatically come out, and there's usually an on-off switch, so you can leave them out when you're at camp. It's the step light. So when the step light's on, it comes in. When the step light is off, they stay out. So, your preference. Let me turn some lights on. So both sides are out like I showed earlier. This is the cockpit, and I'm gonna try to do this fast because it's hot in here. I do have it plugged in at home, but it's only 15 amps, so I cannot turn the air conditioners on. Again, 2021, newer chassis, has the new steering wheel, the new dash, new sounds or new screen. It's got navigation. I use Android Auto. The sunshades are down. It's got two sunshades, one you can see through and one you can't. They're both electric. Some storage up here, quite a bit. And then this is a drop-down bunk. I think 300 pounds. This one where my oldest will make her bed. The dinette, this also drops down, but good thing about it is we won't have to. We'll use this. We'll leave this as is unless we have guests. A lot of storage here. Soft close. Here's the main kitchen area. Drawers are a little small. They're not very wide, but we will make do with what we have. The sink is awesome. I hate double bowl sinks, and this is a big single bowl stainless steel farmhouse. We have something very similar in our actual house. Hard, or what do they call it? Whatever. I don't know if this is quartz or granite, but it is a solid surface. That's what it's called, solid surface. My wife's already decorated. She loves that farmhouse style. Frameless windows throughout, so I have them open now to get a little air in here. Residential Frigidaire microwave, and like I said, this is the residential refrigerator. This thing has been awesome. It's like your normal refrigerator. It's got a fan. It cools down quick. It's, really large. I got a few waters in here now, but this thing is gonna be amazing. We've pretty much stuffed our normal, what is it, Dometic travel trailer fridge. Does have an ice maker, but it doesn't work. It actually works. It turns on, it goes through the cycle, but no water is actually being filled up. I've had it go through the cycle about 10 times. Thought maybe there was some air in the lines. It's just not getting water. I can kind of see the hose in the back, but there's a few things that I need to get fixed. It's got a solar panel on the top, and the charger's not working properly. So I'm gonna have them take a look at the fridge too. It could just be a pinched hose, or maybe it was never connected. I don't know. TV and fireplace. Yeah, the fireplace is ambiance, but it's also kind of like a space heater, so we'll do a little bit of heat. Couch, and this is one of the reasons why we love this, because the couch is right across from the TV. We looked at a bunch of other ones, and the TV was just in weird spots. Not that we watch a lot of TV, but it just kind of makes it feel more like home. So let me hit another light in here. This is one of the big reasons why we decided, well, one of the two. So that one's cool, but I'll show you this half bath. So the kids don't have to come through our bathroom to use the bathroom at night. Stainless steel sink. This is perfect for them and for people that if they're in our campsite and they want to use the bathroom, come on in. They don't have to go tramping through our bedroom to get in there. So this is the bunk area. So this is pretty cool. It's called the Bunk Office Wardrobe. I can't show you how it works because I've got so much stuff on here, but basically I do have both pads on top of each other now, but one of these pads goes at the bottom, and it's a bunk bed. But I don't know if you can see, you can probably see this part, but this piece, there's a middle piece that actually comes up, and it rotates, and it locks in place right here. And there's a magnetic chair that you put here, and you can use it as an office. So you have a light here. You've got USB ports, you've got outlets there, outlets up there. It's also got cables, so you can mount a small TV if you wanted to, but you can use this area as an office when it's not in the bunk area. And then the wardrobe, again, you lift this piece up, and there's a curtain rod. So bunk office wardrobe, and it's kind of cool too. It's on a barn door. It's sealed off. So this will be my son's area. He's excited because he thinks that I'm going to put a TV in here and he can put his Xbox in there. I'm like, yeah, well, whatever floats your boat. But it's cool. You can definitely mount a small TV in there. It even has plugs, so you can put a small TV down there if you want, and they both have windows. More than likely, I'll use this bottom area for storage. Maybe put the dog beds back down there. Good spot to put the ice chest. So here's the master. I always forget where the light is. King bed, which is awesome. When the slide is in, so the bed is actually in the slide. When the slide is in, the only problem is you do have to fold this up. It's got a little hinge on it. You can't tell when you're sleeping on it, but you do have to fold it up. There are 2 drawers down there, 2 large drawers right there, 3 cabinets. We've got USB ports. There's some 110 outlets underneath right here on both sides. A couple of windows. There's some reading lights up there as well. Another TV, and this is kind of cool. It's got a little hidden storage behind it, so I can put like a Blu-ray player or just more storage. Nice little countertop. Put all kinds of craziness up there. The 2 things here. Now this is the wardrobe closet, but it's cool. We actually opted out of it. So when we were looking at this, we found this particular motorhome at a dealership in Texas, and it had the washer and dryer. So this is kind of pre-built or ready for a washer dryer. The bottom comes out. It's already got a bunch of stuff in there. You do have to put a hole through the outside of the RV for the vent, but it's basically close to being fully prepped. The one in Texas was a little bit cheaper, and it had the washer and dryer. I don't want the washer and dryer. That's probably another 100, 200 pounds that we really don't need. So we went through, I don't know if I already said it, but we went through General RV in Draper, Utah. And there's storage up here. They had the one that we wanted without this, and said, well, we can add it because it was still being built, but I didn't want it. So they actually knocked the price down to cheaper than the one that was in Texas. So that worked out. Really large back bathroom. Try to suck in. Ton of storage. So toilet. Oh, and both toilets are porcelain. You got your window there. A lot of storage up here. We're still moving stuff over. A ton of storage. I mean, this thing is, and it goes all the way back. So we got a ton of stuff in there. Already got towels down there. More down there. Big mirror. Towel racks. Do you know how important towel racks are? We had a couple of hangers on like the back door of our bathroom, but these things, I mean, you just don't even realize how much you need one of these if you don't have one. Some drawers, more storage down there. This bathroom is huge. So it is locked up right now, but I mean, it's ginormous. It's huge. And I really like the shower head. It's got a bunch of different things. And the cool thing about it is, like, you know, I've kind of hopefully trained the kids to do military showers, even though we don't do a lot of boondocking or dry camping. So they know on the normal shower to push that thing in, lather up, rinse off, push the button again. This button right here is just a little clicker. You push it and it clicks and it stops the water. You push it again and and then it turns it back on. So that's kind of cool. What else? I think that's it. GE air conditioners, hopefully that they're good. They did do well when we stopped in Mesquite. It was like 107 degrees when we arrived at like 7 o'clock. And we cooled down pretty good. I think I had both air conditioners set to 75. In fact, the one in the bedroom I set to 73, and it turned off a couple of times throughout the night. So it was cooling down really, really well. So two 15,000 BTU air conditioners. They also have heat pumps, and I had no clue what that was. I had to look it up. It can take air and heat it up and then blow it through the actual system. It does have a furnace, so it does have the vents in the floor. I know some people hate that. I really don't care. But I can run the furnace like normal, you know, trailers and things like that with the propane, or use the heat pump in here, or both. So if it gets super cold, whether we're in the desert or the mountains or somewhere, we'll be nice and toasty. But yeah, this should be fun. It's got a lot more room than our travel trailer. Like I said, we really didn't do a lot of decorating in our trailer, but my wife's doing a great job here. I mean, it's already feeling more and more like home. It should be fun. We're probably gonna take a trip, maybe just a weekend trip somewhere close. I do have to do some warranty work. So like I said, the ice maker's not working. The solar charger, it was weird. It was blinking red. I'm gonna get out because it's super hot in here. It was blinking red that it was overload. I got on YouTube, and you know, there's kind of a hard reset method. You wait until night or cover the solar panels, unplug all the things, all the wires, plug the battery in first, then plug the solar in. No more red blinking, but no lights at all. The next morning, there's a green light over the battery icon, says that the battery's full. Makes sense. It's the RV's plugged in, the motorhome's plugged in. So I unplugged it, turned off the inverter, waited a couple hours, let the battery get down to about 12 volts, and it still says full. All the indicators show 2/3, so I don't know what was going on. The weird thing about it is, came out at night, checked it, and the solar, the little light under the solar icon was blinking green. That means that it's charging. How can solar charge at night? So something's going on. I don't know if it's hooked up, you know, backwards, or I don't know, but that will get looked at. There are a couple things, and unfortunately this is the problem when you buy out of state. You fly there, and unless you have an endless supply of money, you kind of just have to take it. There's I don't know if you can see it, there's some bubbles in the paint. That's gonna get fixed. You can't see it because the pop-out's out. There was just a few little areas. This is partial paint, so it's this kind of oyster color. And then this is painted on the front, but everything else along the sides are decals. And there are a couple areas, let me show you right here, where it's already peeled off. What's frustrating though is we did pay for the diamond coat. It was, I don't want to say it was stupid expensive, but it was up there. Really, the only reason why I bought it is not for the protection, but for the guarantee. They did a shitty job putting it on. They basically washed it and put it on within about 2 hours, and it wasn't great. But because it's on there, and I can't remember if it's a 3-year or a 5-year. I think my wife said it was a 5-year, but it's like guaranteed no fading. So in 5 years or 3 years or whatever it is, if there's any fading, they'll paint the whole coach, repaint the whole thing, new decals, everything. So I'm like, that's kind of cool. So hopefully that will work out. Again, I washed it today. It wasn't super sunny, but I was getting some streaks, and they're really hard to get off now. And that's kind of not what diamond coat's supposed to do. So again, I don't think they did a great job of applying it, but if there's any problems with the paint in the next 3 or 4 years, it's covered. It also included some kind of coating on all the furniture, so if the furniture gets scratches in it, or seams pop, or cuts or whatever, it'll be fixed. So we went all out on this one. Should be fun. We will enjoy it. All I need to figure out now is, I used to put my son's dirt bike, he's got a TTR 110 in the back of my truck, and then the RZR goes in backwards on our 16-foot utility trailer, and then the blaster fits right behind it, and it's full. So I'm hoping that I can maybe come at an angle, putting the RZR in to where when I back it in, it's kind of like that, so where it's still balanced out. Put the blaster in front of it, the very back of the trailer, like I always do, and I'm hoping I could squeeze the 110 right between the front of the blaster and the front side of the RZR. If that doesn't work, I'll probably have to get the 18-foot trailer. Hopefully, because you can't find trailers anywhere. In fact, I was looking at, if we're gonna get a different trailer, if we can sell ours, and right now we can sell ours for more than we paid for it. So that's something I'm gonna have to test out here pretty quickly before riding season. Some more to come on that one. But my only other issue is I don't know how I'm gonna load this thing up. I have a pretty wide street. We live in a cul-de-sac. Backing this thing up was way easier than I thought. Like I said, I had to take the generator exhaust off to clear the curb. But the way that these are, basically you're sitting on top of the front axle. So there's really no swing in the front. So but there's a ton of swing in the back. So I came in at an angle, swung the back end over the sidewalk, got as straight as I possibly could, pulled forward, and then I was perfectly straight. With my travel trailer, even though it's 25 foot, I kind of had to just, and try to get it back here, but this one was cake. The only problem is I don't think I could pull out this way, because my neighbor's car is always parked out in the front and it doesn't move. So I don't know if I can pull out like that and then park next to our curb. I think I have to pull out this way and then back up and then turn all the way around. Plus, I don't know if I have enough room from this side of the front of the house to this side to have the trailer and the motorhome hooked up to where I don't block my garage, so I can pull all of the toys out and then load it up, and hopefully do that before any of my neighbors get home, because I'll be blocking, hopefully not blocking any of their driveways, but be parked out in front of their house. So that's gonna be a chore, but more to come on that. As always, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, please set your notifications. I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately. It's summertime. It's not desert season, and desert nerd needs to be in the desert. But hopefully we'll do maybe a trip or two with this. I know we have a Labor Day trip, Labor Day weekend, probably a 3 or 4 or 5 day trip to Echo Lodge in Parker, Arizona. We did sell our boat. That kind of helped pay for this, but we'll have a trip there. I'll get some footage there, but hopefully we'll do maybe just a camping trip or something soon in this guy. Luckily, the things that do need to be warrantied will not stop us from taking a trip. So I'm anticipating the way things are looking, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks in a shop to get some of this stuff fixed, especially if they have to redo some paint. Luckily, everything that needs to be fixed won't keep us from taking it out. I don't have to have an ice maker, so maybe I'll get some footage if we take it out. Otherwise, September, Labor Day, Parker, Arizona, or Parker, California, because Echo Lodge is on the California side. I'll get some footage then, and then October's coming up, riding season. Definitely get a lot of footage there. Like I said, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and keep watching.